Hey guys, in this video, I want to go over kind of hand placement in plank. So a few videos ago I talked about why I shift the hands forward a few inches to get a little bit closer to a 90-degree angle in the shoulder joint. So it's a more optimal position for the shoulder, more stable position. But I got a lot of questions on it, so I wanted to kind of go through it in a little bit more detail with my wife here. She's going to demo it a little bit. But the reason traditionally in the fitness world and yoga world, right, we talk about stacking wrists right underneath shoulders is because what we're looking for is a 90-degree angle in the shoulder, because the shoulder is most protected and most stable here, 90 degrees, and then in full flexion. So stacking the joints, looking to get a 90-degree angle in the shoulder joint is why people talk about wrists right underneath the shoulders or hands underneath the shoulders. The problem with it is my body is not parallel. The body in a plank is going to be at an angle. So as you can see here with these blocks, there's now a little gap created in the shoulder joint, so we're not at a true 90-degree angle. So shifting the hands forward is starting to match the same angle of the body, so the top block with the bottom block trying to come to a 90-degree angle here. Now we're not going to get a protractor out and try to measure and make sure that Bonnie's arms are at a 90-degree angle, but I just want to show it here. So I'm going to have Bonnie come into plank. So come into plank and actually put your wrists underneath your shoulders. Right? And as she comes into plank, you can already see her body is not parallel to the mat. If I was to take my blocks, one right on the forearm and one right at the body, you can see the angle, right? It's not like it's way off, but you can see it's not it's not closer to a 90-degree angle, or it's close, but it's not where we want it to be. So she shifts her hands forward about 4 to 6 inches. Really, it's just trying to match the angle of the body with the angle of the arm. You can start to see now I have more of a 90-degree angle versus if her hands were backwards, it was more up here. So it's not a life or death thing, right? If I was to sit back here and just pick up her heels and make her body parallel to the mat, and that 90-degree angle with her arms, she's going to be there. But the problem is we have an angle going up, and then we have an angle going straight down if the hands are back. So what we're trying to do is match the angle of the arm with the angle of the body, right? And what this does too, as you can see, take your hands back underneath your shoulders. She's got a lot of flexion going in her wrist, right? So a lot of times in yoga, especially in vinyasa, we have a lot of wrist issues or wrist pain. So by this is another benefit of taking the hands forward. So take your hands forward about 4 to 6 inches. And you can start to see she has less compression in the front of the wrist. She has more of an angle. She's matching a little bit more angle of the wrist, which is better for the wrist. And then also what this forces you to do by lengthening out the plank is she has to use her core a lot more to support this plank. It's not just stacking shoulders underneath wrists and just holding it there, right? So come down onto your knees. So right, with the knees down, the angle is a little bit flatter, so having wrists underneath shoulders is perfectly fine. So just sit back on your heels. What, again, we're looking for in plank or with a 90-degree angle is this is a power position. It's also a stable position. Reach your other arm forward too, right? So if I asked her, let's say there's a big boulder right in front of her, what am I going to ask her to do? How is she going to press it, right? She's going to press it here. But if her hands are underneath her wrist with the body at an angle, so it would be more like this, right, instead of here. It would be more as if she's trying to press that boulder here. So if you want more power in your plank, you want it to be 90 degrees or you want it to be a little bit up. So come back into plank just real quick and then I'll get her out of it because she's probably mad at me for keeping her here so long. Lift your knees just so wrist real quick. So wrist underneath. Right now, again, we're not right there. She's trying, this is her pressing the boulder. It's more of an angle here because the angle of the body is not matched with the arms. Walk your hands forward a few inches. Right now, instead of being here, she's pressing her boulder here. And even if she took her hands a little bit more forward, that's still a more powerful position, right? You'd never ask someone to bench press and press way back here. It's going to be here or even slightly a little bit up. Okay, come on down. So that's why I do it. Is it life or death? Are you going to die? Is your shoulder going to absolutely disintegrate because you have your hands right underneath your shoulders? No. But what I'm trying to do is create long-term health of just shifting the hands a little bit more forward to get to that 90-degree angle. Again, reason for it, we're trying to get this. So traditionally we've talked about stacking wrists under shoulders because we think we're finding our 90-degree angle. The problem is we're not dealing with two straight lines or two parallel or perpendicular lines. We're dealing with more of an angle of the body with a straight arm if the wrists are underneath the shoulders. By shifting the hands forward, we're coming a little bit more here. So that's why I teach it this way. I found in my own shoulders I feel healthier. I feel my wrists feel a lot healthier and my core a lot stronger. So it's a very simple thing to change. It's not life-threatening, like I said, but just try it out, give it a go. Namaste.